So, hello and welcome to the third episode of this automation Let's Play Against All Odds, where we play as a boutique manufacturer of light roadsters in Archana. We started in January 1957, now it is December 1957, so our first model, the Roadster, has been on sale successfully. But we also have discovered that half of our customers actually don't want a Roadster, they want a light sport or a sports car. So along with our lack of a factory or shared utilization, we've decided it makes sense to offer both. So one open Roadster and one closed coupe. And in the last episode we finished engineering the prototypes, we had a test drive, some minor modifications are in order. So one thing that was noticeable during the tests, they could do with a little bit more rear stability and a little bit more front brake balance. So for the Roadster, if we reduce the front tire diameter a little bit, interestingly, we're getting more low-profile tire that's cheaper, so that's certainly worth having. And to compensate and to achieve the rear stability, we reduce rear camber a bit, so we're back to the same value that we had before. And we also need more front brake balance, and at the same time less rear brake balance. What we also need to do fixture wise is giving the dual exhaust engine actual dual exhausts, so like this. And there was a last minute change in the Luan legislation, so all cars in the near future are now required to have a reverse light, so we have to improvise. And to paste or to put a single rear light fixture onto the rear bumper. The same for the coupe, so it also needs the rear light. So since these are identical, we can simply paste the single fixture. And we only need one. Again, here we still have the single exhaust to distinguish the 1.6 externally from the 2 liter in the Roadster. And same thing with the brakes. So more front brakes and less rear brakes, so that this line, or these 2 lines, hug each other here for better handling in Beam. Okay. Otherwise, we can now start properly engineering our 2 cars. So 9 months for both. We keep our shed as it is. I think we can go with max shifts 1.5 if that's cheaper, because we don't need max 2 shifts. So this is 15,456, 15,316. Yep, so more profit if we keep max shifts lower, because with the low demand that we had, this is perfectly sufficient. And we're getting slightly more profits out of it due to the overall lower cost for personnel. Okay, that's it. Then let's look at how we can finance the whole thing. So we hardly have any money in the bank, and we also have to take into account we will have a sales drop when the 2 models are announced. So it makes probably a lot of sense to still have full loan coverage. And payback time, so for the last one we had 96 months, so that would be 40 per month. If we have 1 year less, 44. If we have 2 years less, 50. So let's go with 84, so that both loans will also be paid off at roughly the same time, because these, whether we pay 44 or 40 makes hardly any difference. So yeah, this is then the full year. Otherwise, we're happy with this, so then let's sign this off. This negative loss last month was due to a costly full recall, and we now have a bad reputation. But these doesn't really matter that much for our target markets. So if we look into the sales breakdown, so convertible sport, they have a very high prestige focus, so reputation hardly matters. And for light sport, at least prestige matters more. And for sport, again, prestige is clearly the more important thing than reputation. So we, since the a discovery chance was actually high for the fall that we had, this I think the more cautious option. Okay, then I think we can advance. So we are having a slight loss here for the first year. Basically break even. As long as we have some cash in the bank here, it's fine. So once we get closer, I might have to cut marketing a little bit. Let's see how this plays out. What I don't want is to get into the negative, so that would mean getting another loan, whether I want it or not, and I don't want it. So if it doesn't improve next month, then no, I probably have to cut marketing. Luckily, that's something we can do. So convertible -2 and cornering -1. So that should suffice. Yeah, wouldn't have needed to do that, because I think here is now when either the production stopped. Yeah, the production has stopped. So we still have 3 in sales, so I can put the marketing back on, because we need the awareness. So convertible was 4, cornering was 4. We can also look at now market for light sport. So what's the difference here? So they are, yeah, a convertible sport focus on speed stuff and cornering. And here we have cornering as well, so that's here the icon at the bottom right. They have weight, they have throttle response, and they have agility. And sport has the same basically as convertible sport, so we can go with weight, which is 7.5, or agility, and we go with weight. Let's see how much that costs. Hardly anything, so that's great. And it's only light sport and track. So then we have heavily market that we have a very lightweight car. I think it's below 700 kilos, so that's actually not wrong. So completed engineering. Very good. First month of sales. So we slowly fulfilling the pre-orders, so setting this to 1.5 factory shifts was, I think, a sensible thing to do. Who are we selling to? 3 supercars. That's pre-orders, but anyway. So we have a supercar apparently, at least for the Lua in 1958. So 5 light sport, 7 sport, and the rest convertible. Let's check the supercar. Say it's breakdown. So 1 regular, 2 pre-orders, and it's the coupe. It's probably due to having a very small market. So what's the next worse? Now that's a supercar. That's how supercars look like, although look at the service costs. Yeah, so this is a bit of an insane AI car. Do we have something more sensible here? This is a track car. Yeah, right. So I guess they're simply choosing borders randomly. Well, that's probably more like a Porsche. That's fine. This has 2 doors. Whether this looks like, yeah, it has 4 doors. And small sports Delua, this seems to be the same body. So with this look against the others, yeah, so it's fine for supercar. Otherwise, sport. Yeah, we're somewhere among the also-rans, but with very low awareness. So that's our big problem. And otherwise, I think the main convertible sport. And we still sell the old one too. So that's the other thing. And yeah, although here many companies don't have a great awareness either. Okay, so we seem to be doing fine. So let me just add a bit more cornering marketing and weight-related marketing. What's also interesting now is now that we seem to have a decent cash income, and even these pre-orders will take a while to fulfill. Research, something we haven't done yet, and now we can probably afford one thing. Question is, what's interesting at some point, what will make a difference? So if you think fuel system, we are sort of happy with our single barrel twin carb. Don't need a catalytic converter. Body will be the same. Chassis, we won't engineer anything new. We don't need automatic gearboxes or differentials. Magnesium rim, maybe. Solid disc brakes will come anyway. Yeah, this is interesting. The gas monotube. If we had this a bit earlier, together maybe with 60 safety, so it's not too expensive either, just 20k per month. Yeah, so let's do a little bit of suspension research that we can get the gas monotube, and then we can pencil in the next facelift for 65 or probably 66, because we still have the negative tech pool here in Archana. So let's see how the sales keep going. Still making some money, still selling off pre-orders, slowly but surely. Want to have some cash in the bank that we can weather some dips and troughs. Troughs like this. Why do we have something negative? But yeah, that's maybe it's a fluke. No, it's not a fluke. Interesting. Hang on, is this? Yeah, sometimes there's only one roadster stuck, and then sales are being triggered but not fulfilled. So this maybe should do the trick. Yes, so that's... and we are still fulfilling pre-orders, so yeah, that was were unfulfilled sales for the non-existent Series 0. So let's keep selling, that we have maybe 1 million or something to rely on. Why do we have fluctuations again? There's nothing really changing. Should I cut some marketing? Probably. And we are still selling of pre-orders. So maybe less. Although I like the awareness that we get here, but at the same time we could do with more awareness in these markets, so maybe reduce the cornering, the convertible marketing. So this is now stable. We're still working 1.5 shifts and selling off the pre-orders. Okay, now a big jump in profits, that's good. And the economy is picking up again. That probably also makes a difference. So pre-orders fulfilled. So reliably plus 50. We also have the almost a million in the bank, so then I'm adding the marketing convertible 4. So Frenia has opened the borders to trade with Archana. In order to start selling your cars in Frenia, you need to either create a facelift or a new model. So is that worth it? Let's see. So markets for Frenia, not marketing. So they love light sports cars, and I'm showing everything. Yes, so they have a huge light sport market. Convertible, not so much. Minimum safety 20. So let's check what we currently have. $18 and $15. And if we want to go for advanced safety, which might push us up above 20, then we're probably getting huge engineering costs. So with 15, the Roadster is probably a lost cause for Frenia. How about the Coupe if we go for advanced safety? So it gets it across the line. But yeah, engineering time is something I fear. And yeah, I simply have to sign this one off unchanged. Whether we have advanced safety or standard safety doesn't matter. So simply signing this off. That's a lot, and that's the other kicker. Very expensive. And if we go with reduced funding, then this takes almost 3 years, and it's still 2 million. I think I'm saying thanks, but no thanks, Frenia. So delete the facelift. And we first need to get out of our current hole. So with a D- credit score, we are not going to get any basically full loan. And we first have to pay off the existing loans, or at least get closer to, before this makes any sense. The downside is we're getting now the Frenian car companies here on the market. So we should see maybe a dip here at some point. That's probably the Frenian dip already. Nope, that was just a fluke. Okay. Factory is running at nice 1.5 shifts, so close to maximum. But they're also filling up stock. So 1.3 and 0.8 months per stock, so that's fine. So this runs almost optimal. Still making a slight profit, and yeah, so that we can have some wiggle room in the future, and also deal with these slight fluctuations. Because I think when 1 or 2 cars sell less per month, then we're going into the negative. So let's see whether this stays negative, and I might have to cut marketing. Nope. That's just the normal fluctuations, and they are very noticeable here. So the company valuation increases because we're paying off our loans slowly but surely. And we're also building up a bit of a cash reserve that for the next facelift we maybe don't have to take out a full loan. We're paying a few taxes, but nothing serious. So what I'm thinking of maybe, so how are our sales doing? So sport, budget, sport, still supercar. The Archanan supercar of 1961. So this is now, yeah, still more for sport and light sports. So can we do a bit more marketing we both care about? So in the lure. Sport cares about cornering, so maybe one more cornering. That's plus 20. That's no. Or plus 1 cornering, minus 1 convertible. And plus 1 weight. So that we shift our marketing more towards the coupe. So both are selling equal. Okay, big dip. Less sales for the Roadster, but that doesn't have to do anything with marketing. Marketing's more of a long-term thing. It looks like we might have to cut marketing anyway, probably. So that's, I guess, now the Farinian companies showing up on our doorsteps, so cornering gets dropped. So if we can keep around, yeah, 1 million, 1.2 million or so in the bank till the next project. Okay, so that was probably just a bit of a fluke. So again, put some stuff into marketing. Bit of micromanagement here, but probably worth it. So plus 20. Okay. Minus 13. So our sales are slowly dropping, and then they're rising again. And here they can then probably sell off. Well, they don't really have to sell off stock. It's just 2 months. I think it aims for 3 months of stock. Yeah, so it's an up and down, and it's probably a matter of keeping a steady hand, especially now that we are moving towards the 1.5 mark. And still paying taxes. So let's check what we actually had. Yeah, a good plus of 170,000. Getting a decent credit score as well, so that's good. So as long as we are having a slight plus, we are increasing our cash reserves, and more importantly, we are paying off 100k per month in loans. Okay, now sales are increasing again. The economy is pretty well off. I can probably ignore everything except the lure. Break-even month, that's now stable. We're selling a few less coupes. It was around 14 or 13, bit of another drop. Maybe we need to lower prices for that one? No, just a normal fluke. Although 14.8. Let's see how the things play out. Economy is slightly dropping. And things are fine again. We're still having 1.2 shifts, so we are in no dire need to sell more cars. B- credit score, so that's good. Still made a plus last year, because we're paying taxes. So break even, and I'm making a plus before taxes. I think we found a good sweet spot here. So factory getting slowly down to 1 shift. But everything's still stable and steady. So with this loss in coupe sales, where do we lose? Sport. So light sport is fine, light sport premium. So sport is less. Let's have a check how the Farinians are doing. Yeah, so they're in the convertible sport market, and we're still struggling with awareness, but we can't raise awareness further simply because we don't have the cash for marketing. And light sport, yeah, so they are selling just for the lure, by the way. Yeah, so the lure and Farinia, they sell quite a bit. Here we have a decent awareness, so let's check back the convertible. They were 15 awareness, so that's actually better than the Farinians, so they must really make good cars. The convertible here, yeah, 58. Insane service costs, insane fuel consumption, so there we are probably the frugal option. Okay, so we keep going. Keeping things steady. Don't think there's anything else worth researching. especially now that we have these dips at times. With more research, these would actually be much more pronounced. There's a good stable state still. And the company valuation and credit scores continuously increasing as we are paying off loans. So basically we had a break even. Yeah, 40,000 plus. Economy is also picking up. So that's another good sign. Once the factory goes to one shift, I see whether I can sell more coupes with a lower price. But until that's the case, I'm fine with this. So is this gas monotube? No, that's hydropneumatic. That's probably in this bunch here, when we can start the next facelift with all the goodies that we've got until then, including 60 safety for Farina, or at least selling the coupe in Farina, which I highly suspect we can do with standard 60s. Safety, okay, so factory is on, now it's back to 1.1, so that's fine. And stock is still building up, that's good. Whoa, that's a huge dip. So maybe now is the time to look whether we can lower prices, but yeah, let's see whether it's just a fluke or whether this is now a regular occurrence. Nope, this is more pronounced. We're hardly selling any coupes, so let's see what happens if we lower prices. So this is 7.5 million. Make it 17k. No, it's slightly less, even. That's the same. We're worth trying anyway. So this is fine. Let's see whether we sell, and I'm probably cutting marketing anyway. Research is the thing I'll cut last. So cornering. And wait. So 12 and 3. And 5, so we're selling 2 cars more, so that's good. So safety regulations updates, yeah, Farina will actually keep the 20 for 1970, so once we put the coupe on sale there, then it will stay on sale in the next decade as well. No taxes. So we made a slight loss, probably due to the huge dip. Yeah, minus 300,000. Things have picked up now. Maybe that's the fluke, because the economy is going down. Nope, this is looking stable. Or not. But I think both cars are now getting a little bit older in the tooth. So here, yeah, in 11 months, so we have 60 safety, and we probably also have our gas monotube somewhere in that region at least. Yeah, perfect actually. So in 10 months we'll start the next facelift, and we simply have to make do until then. We're building up stock, which is good. So that's why the current losses aren't that much of a big deal. Because we can simply stop production at some point and simply sell off what we have on stock. So can I cut marketing a bit more? Because we're having a bit too many losses at the moment for my liking. Not really. So maybe down to 20k. So something like this. Can we sell more roadsters if we lower the prices? So 645 here. Bit less for the roadster. Yes, 647. So that seems to be useful. Even less? Nope. So this is good. And we think we can also still lower the price for the coupe, if that makes a difference. 644. 643. So let's put stuff on sale. And that helps. So break-even months, and we only need to, yeah, survive 7 months. Well, and now things are picking up. That's great. That made a good difference, I guess. Making the cost cheaper. Can even, yeah, a little bit more marketing doesn't hurt. Now that we can afford that again, and these weren't that huge increases. I don't think we can afford convertible 3 at the moment. So 5 more months. So financial report. Yeah, but a bit of a loss. Our loans are gone. So we only have research, marketing, engine production, and car production. We were still building up stock. So that's good. And basically breaking even. So that the loans are gone is now helping us, keeping us afloat. So next month, next month from now on, is when we can do the next facelift. So now we have lots of good stuff. And what I'll do is simply add all the good stuff to one car. So yes, we want to facelift. So that's the Series 2 Roadster. And then get an idea of our engineering time. And then do the detailed engineering in the next episode. Because that'll probably take a while. All the new goodies, plus we probably need to take care of emissions as well. So replace our 2-liter with a, what's it now, 66, 67? 66. So 66. There is nothing particular here. So emissions, yeah, Farina is going to be a thing. So Farina, yeah, 2. So that should be easily doable. But what do we want to change? New stuff, good stuff, nothing here. So magnesium rims. Front disc brakes. Nothing here. Better interior. We still don't have anything new in entertainment. We can probably improve the soft top. We get less or more of a bonus in convertible sport. 60 safety. That'll be huge. And gas monotube. So stat increase across the board except for reliability. Also a bit heavier, a bit more expensive. So then let's do the same for the coupe, that we get accurate engineering figures. Because otherwise there would be a mix of 2 different options for each slot, and that increases engineering time. So what did we choose? Nothing here. Magnesium rims. Front disc brakes. Better interior. Yeah, 60 safety, perfect, 20.8. And gas monotube suspension. And yeah, let's just start the engine replacement. So here we are replacing the 1.6, which was totally adequate. And in the test drive, due to the car being very light. So here we didn't change anything. We probably can add a fair amount of quality, but not now. Simply want to get the idea for the engineering time before quality. That's reasonable. That's expensive, so probably reduce, yeah, funding. So we're looking at probably something like 3 years in total, or two and a half years if we increase the pressure and then simply fiddle with extra quality so that this overall number doesn't change much. Yeah, so then looks like we got our work cut out, but also then the opportunity to sell to the quite healthy Frenian light sports market, which is pretty sizable if we take the overall market. Even without current awareness, that's still, how much larger is this than the Deluan one? So overall, in terms of potential, the Lua has 8 for light sport, 16 for convertible sport, and this is much higher than even than both the Luan together, right? Yeah. So of course we have our work cut out, raising the awareness, but that's then a worthwhile goal with this future market, that we can then engineer something for that in the next episode. See you then.